Hope you all will be okay, safe and sound. Bete, today we have to discuss our topic, and the name of the topic is that general plan of human circulatory system. Okay, I have told you before, because we are studying about the transport system in humans, and in the start of the lecture I have told you it consists of three parts. Okay, the first part consists of blood, second part consists of human heart, and the third consists of blood vessels. Okay, so the first two parts we have discussed in detail how this blood moves inside our body. So for their movement, there are two important systems work inside our body. One is called arterial system and other is called venous system. Okay, so before starting the topic, I would like to share that who discovered this blood circulatory system. So you can see there were two scientists. Okay, it was a Muslim scientist, Ibn Nafis, and second was William Harvey. These were both two scientists who did a lot of work on blood circulatory system. Okay, so if you see in your book, you can see that Ibn Nafis, okay, he was a physician and he is honored as the first scientist who described the pathway of blood circulation. He found the pathway of blood circulation. And there was another scientist, his name was William Harvey. And what was the function of William Harvey? He discovered the pumping action of heart and the pathway of blood in major arteries and veins. Okay, he discovered the procedure of pumping heart and pathway of blood circulation. Okay, so this was the introduction of these two scientists. One was Ibn Nafis and second was William Harvey. Okay, and they did a lot of work on the circulatory system. And Ibn Nafis discovered the pathway of blood circulation, and William Harvey, he was the scientist who discovered the procedure of pumping heart and pathway of blood circulation in major arteries and veins. I hope you understand it. Now we will discuss that according to these. The blood circulatory system divided into our body in two parts. First is called arterial system. Arterial system. And the second one is called venous system. Arterial system and venous system. Okay, so in our today's lecture we will discuss in our detail about arterial system. What is the arterial system? First of all, we have to keep in mind, because arterial system tells us that in this system, we will discuss in our detail about different arteries which are present in different parts of the organs. Okay, so first of all, we would like to start from pulmonary trunk. Okay, so it is started from pulmonary trunk. So I would like to explain you what is a pulmonary trunk. Okay, actually pulmonary trunk is the part of the heart where the blood is collected. Okay, where the blood is gathered. Okay, so large pulmonary trunk emerges from right ventricle and divide into right and left pulmonary arteries. Okay, so from where it is started from right ventricle. Okay. So it is started from right ventricle. And what is the function of pulmonary trunk? Its function is that to collect deoxygenated blood from the right ventricle and send it to right and left lungs of your body. Okay, so pulmonary trunk can be divided into two parts. Okay, it can be divided into two parts. First is called right pulmonary trunk. I would write in short for right pulmonary trunk, and the second one is called left pulmonary trunk. Okay, so from pulmonary trunk there are two arteries are arises, and first is called right pulmonary trunk and the second is called left pulmonary trunk. Okay, now what is the function of these two arteries? Okay, so the function of these two arteries carry the deoxygenated blood to right and left lung. Okay, so these two arteries collect the deoxygenated blood from the ventricle and take to the right and left lung. So this is the function of these two arteries. So after that we will discuss about there is another artery. Okay, so there is another artery comes which is called aorta. Which is called aorta. The oxygenated blood leaving the left ventricle of heart is carried a large artery. Okay, so oxygenated blood left the ventricle. Okay, so what is the function of oxygenated blood left the ventricle? So through which artery? That artery is called aorta. What is that called? That major artery is called aorta, and we know this thing when we talk about the heart. Our heart consists of four chambers, and these first upper parts are called atrium, lower parts are called ventricles. And if we see the structure of ventricles, the left ventricle is a larger part of the heart. Okay, and actually this aorta, the major artery, comes from the left ventricle. Okay, after that, what is happened? This aorta ascends and form an aortic arch. Okay. Aortic arch. So this aorta will ascend. Okay. So keep in your mind, from our aorta, from our heart, when aorta rise from the left ventricle, it make two shapes. Okay, first part comes to the ascending part, lower parts of the body, and the other part go the descending parts of the body. Okay, so descending means lower parts and ascending means upper parts. So the aorta which arises from the left ventricle, from aorta there is aortic arch is produced. Okay, so what is the function of aortic arch? Its function is that to provide blood to head, shoulder and arms. So what is happened with aortic arch? So this aortic arch provides blood to head, shoulder and arms. So I have told you it work like an ascending. Okay, and then it change its pathway. So from three aortic arch, it supply blood to head, shoulders and arms. So as aorta passes down through thorax, what is thorax? Thorax is a chest cavity. Okay, when it passes through thorax, it becomes dorsal aorta. Okay, so then at that time it becomes dorsal aorta. Dorsal aorta. So what is the function of dorsal aorta? Okay, so it gives off many branches and the important ones are listed here. Okay, so the function of dorsal aorta, it gives off many branches. It further divided into many branches. Dorsal aorta further divided into many branches, which goes different organs in different organs of in your body. Okay, so after that there are several intercostal arteries are attached. Okay, from dorsal aorta there are intercostal arteries. Now question is that what are intercostal arteries? These intercostal arteries are present in our lungs. They are present in our lungs and their function is to supply blood to our ribs. Supply blood to ribs. Okay, so what is the function of intercostal arteries? Their function is there to supply blood to our lungs, okay, and especially to our ribs. These are called intercostal arteries. Okay, so these intercostal arteries further divided into two arteries. They are called celiac artery and superior mesenteric artery. Okay, after that what is happened? Two arteries are formed, celiac artery and then you can see that is a superior mesenteric artery. Superior mesenteric artery. So what is the function of these two arteries? So celiac artery and superior supply blood to digestive tract. Okay, so what is the function of these arteries? Supply blood to digestive tract. Supply blood to digestive tract. Okay, so after that there is another artery which is called hepatic artery. Okay, so there is another artery which is called hepatic artery. So what is the function of hepatic artery? It means it supplies blood to liver. Supply blood to liver. Okay, after that inferior to these there is a pair of renal arteries. There is a pair of renal arteries. Okay, renal arteries. So as the name show, definitely they supply blood to our kidneys. Okay, renal arteries, and their function is to supply blood to our kidneys. Supply blood to kidneys. After that, renal arteries, okay, just below the gonadal arteries. Okay, gonadal arteries. So their function is there to supply blood to gametes. Supply blood to gametes. After gonadal arteries, there is inferior mesenteric artery which supply blood to a part of the large intestine and rectum. Inferior mesenteric artery. Inferior mesenteric artery. So its function to supply blood small intestine and rectum. After inferior mesenteric artery, okay, the large intestine and rectum, the aorta divides into two common iliac arteries, each of which divides into an internal iliac and external iliac. Okay, so after that there is an other artery which is called common iliac arteries. Okay, so after that there is common iliac arteries, and they are further divided into internal and external iliac artery. Okay, so the function of external iliac becomes a femoral artery. Okay, external further divided into external iliac artery supply blood to femoral. Femoral means thigh bone. Okay, so this is the complete arterial system. So I explain you again. If you see general plan of human circulatory system, I have told you it was discovered by Ibn Nafis and William Harvey. Ibn Nafis was the Muslim scientist. He discovered the pathway of blood circulation. He was the first scientist. And William Harvey, he performed two important functions. First, he discovered the function of pumping heart and also find the pathway of blood circulation. It was a general plan of human circulation. Now, human circulatory system can be divided into arterial system and venous system. And in this lecture, we have discussed about the arterial system. Okay, venous system we will discuss in our next lecture. Okay, so what is arterial system? Arterial system consists of, first of all, it is started from pulmonary trunk. Okay, I have told you when your heart is filled with blood, okay, the largest part of the heart is called left ventricle. So when there are arteries are combined, they are merged to each other, then they make a trunk. That trunk is called pulmonary trunk, and it is started from right ventricle. When we have discussed the structure of heart, then we have discussed that deoxygenated blood is collected by the left part of the heart, left part of the heart, and the oxygenated blood is filled in the right part of the heart. So this pulmonary trunk started from the right ventricle, which is the largest part of the heart. This pulmonary trunk further divided into two parts. Okay, first is called right pulmonary trunk and second is called left pulmonary trunk. Okay, so what is the function of these two pulmonary trunk? Their function is that they collect the oxygenated blood from the right ventricle and take up to the lungs. Right pulmonary trunk enters into the right lung and left pulmonary trunk enters into the left lung. After that, we always know oxygenated blood, when it left the ventricle, it collected into aorta. Aorta is the major artery which is connected with right ventricle, okay, and it is started from the heart. Actually, this is the main artery where the whole blood of the body is collected, and when the heart is pumped, then it sent all blood into aorta, and further this aorta divided into different artery, which we discuss next. It is divided into different artery which take blood to the relevant organ. So from aorta make an aortic arch, okay, it makes an aortic arch. I have told you aorta, when it arises from the heart, it makes two shapes. One part goes ascending, the upper part of the body, and the one part go to the descending shape and goes to the lower part of the body, okay. So from aorta it make an aortic arch, and the function of aortic arch is there. They supply blood to our head, our shoulder, and our arms. After that, what is happened? Then after aortic arch, dorsal aorta is formed. Dorsal means then it goes to the lower parts of the body. Okay, dorsal aorta is formed. Its function is there. Okay, from after dorsal aorta, it connected with intercostal arteries. Intercostal arteries are present in the lungs. They are attached with our ribs. Okay, so the function of intercostal arteries is there to provide blood to our lungs, especially to our ribs. Okay, so what is the function of intercostal arteries? They supply blood to our lungs. After that, intercostal arteries, another artery is formed that is called celiac artery. After intercostal, two arteries are formed. Their function is same, celiac artery and superior mesenteric artery. So these two arteries have same functions. First, blood supply blood to digestive tract. What is the function of these two arteries? Celiac artery and superior mesenteric artery. Supply blood to digestive tract. Definitely, we all take the food. Digestion is happen inside our body. So at that time, our digestive tract needs blood. So this blood is taken by our digestive tract from two arteries, and these are celiac artery and superior mesenteric artery. After that, another artery is formed which is called hepatic artery. Okay, so the function of hepatic artery is that supply blood to our liver. So hepatic artery give blood to our liver, and we also discussed the function of liver in our previous chapter, that liver plays a very important role in our body. The important function of liver is that in adults, when red blood cells are formed in our blood, and when they are die, so the important function of liver there, it collect all that dead blood cells in its organ and convert into in the form of bile. And bile is a special hormone, special juice which work with in small intestine. When our food enters from stomach to small intestine, then this juice bile comes into small intestine and help in digestion. And the second important function of liver is that it remove red blood cells from our body. Okay, so the blood is taken by liver through hepatic artery. After that, there is renal artery. Renal, we all of know, this is a type of artery which will produce the blood to our kidneys. Okay, so our kidneys take blood from renal artery. After the renal artery, there is a gonadal artery. Gonadal arteries means which work with our gonads. Gonads means the gametes, okay, the sex organs. So it supply blood to gametes. After gonadal artery, there is inferior mesenteric artery, okay. So its important function is that to supply blood to our intestines and rectum. Okay, so its function is there to supply blood to our intestines and rectum. After that, their common iliac artery is arise. Okay, so common iliac artery further divided into two parts: internal iliac artery and external iliac artery. I have written in a short form, okay? Internal iliac artery and external iliac artery. So what is the function of external iliac artery? Its important function is that to provide blood to our femoral, okay? So femoral is our thigh bone. So that's why this is the process of arteries. This is the function of arteries. And so because of this system, blood reach each and every organ inside our body, okay? And we all of know the main medium of circulatory system is heart. It pumps blood in our body. And the major artery which arises from the heart, that is aorta. Okay, so aorta change its position in two ways. First part goes ascending, goes the upper part of the body, and the second part goes to the lower parts of the body. So further they make aortic arch, and the function of aorta to provide blood to our head, shoulder and arms. Then dorsal aorta is formed. Then these all arteries I have written on the board, and because of that the blood circulate in our body completely. And that's why our each and every organ gets the blood. And why do we need the blood? We need the blood because blood consists of oxygen. And oxygen is the main symbol of survival, main symbol of life. So our body gets oxygen through the blood circulatory system. So I hope you understand the arterial system. Now your just venous system is left in your chapter, and then your syllabus should be ended. Okay, I hope you understand it. Thank you so much.